Have patience with yourself, chosen ones. You see, a lot of times we have patience with these blessing blockers. We have patience with family, friends, co-workers, lovers, these narcissists, but we don't ever have patience with ourselves. You see, when it comes to ourselves, we like to rush the process of evolving and becoming the greatest version of ourselves. We try to rush that. But when you're chosen, you can't rush the process of becoming better. You see, when you are getting better and better at life and at your gifts and cultivating and making sure you're growing and nurturing your gifts, you got to understand that things aren't going to happen overnight. You see, when you are focusing on yourself and you're trying to get further and further in your gifts in your life, just becoming the overall greatest and best version of yourself, we tend to try to rush. We tend to try to rush to get there. And I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, I'm a great example. I used to try to rush, get into my greater, get into my breakthrough, getting through painful situations. And I've seen that it only made it worse when I tried to rush through things. Because when you rush through things and you don't have patience with yourself and patience with healing and growing and evolving, then you tend to hurt yourself a lot more, and you end up making impulsive decisions that you may not have made if you were calm and patient with yourself. You see, in every situation that you've been through, chosen ones, it made you patient. It made you wait. You see, every time you try to hurry up and rush blessings, rush the process on life, it always found a way to sit you down and force you to learn lessons and force you to learn certain qualities. And people will always point that out. They're like, "Oh, you're very patient. You're very calm. You don't really get too stressed out in a lot of situations." And it's because, chosen ones, we've been through so many situations where we had to wait, where we had to be patient, where we had to be calm, because if we didn't, it would have cost us our lives. It would have cost us our mental sanity. And I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, that when you're patient with yourself and you're patient with your personal growth, it's going to allow you to be an overall more well-rounded and more evolved individual. You have to understand that nothing comes overnight. Your blessings don't come overnight. You transforming into that greatest angelic version of yourself doesn't come overnight. And I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, we are always patient with other people and other situations, but when it comes to us, we're never patient. And I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, be patient with yourself, love yourself, take time for yourself. Out of the day, we got to do things for other people, do things for these jobs, but we don't make time and create a time block for ourselves. Create a time block for yourself. Work on something that you've been meaning to work on. Create something that you've been meaning to create. You see, when you do this, it boosts your patience with yourself, because you're constantly doing things that's making you better over the course of time. And what's going to make you patient and what's going to make you happy and confident is that by you being patient with yourself, creating time for yourself, and this twisted upside down matrix that we live in, is going to help you be a lot more self-loving to yourself. You're going to start to see why it's important to take time out for yourselves, because a lot of the times we're always on go, just trying to get things done, try to make sure our lives is in the best possible situation. And trust me, I get it, but if you don't take time for yourself, then you're never going to feel good, and you're always going to feel like everything's not where you want it to be, and it's going to cause you to start rushing. And I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, don't rush anything in life. People chase fast money, people chase fast success, fast blessings. Um, people people chase fast promotions. People always are looking for a shortcut. And I'm here to tell the chosen ones, we don't choose the shortcut. We choose to go through the pain, the agony, the stress, the sleepless nights, the overwhelming anxiety, because we know later on down that road we have wisdom. We're going to gain wisdom, we're going to gain knowledge, and we're going to gain understanding and patience. And by us gaining all of these virtuous qualities about ourselves, it's going to make us a much more real, well-rounded person. And the next time, we see somebody in life that, are at those phases that we were in, we are going to want to give that knowledge to somebody else. Because as a chosen one, if you have all this knowledge and you have all this wisdom and understanding, and you don't share it to the world, or share it to other people that may need to hear it, then what's the real use of you having it, in my opinion? So I'm here to tell you, chosen ones, just be patient with yourself, man. Be patient towards your goal. If you got a weight loss goal, be patient with yourself. Take time out to start working towards that goal. If you got a goal to create a beautiful project, make time out the day for it. I get we have jobs, we have families, we have businesses, we own things. We hustling. I get that. But still make time for yourself, because when you make time for yourself, that's your sacred time with you, that you get to spend doing whatever it is that you want to do for self. And I feel like we don't hear that a lot in our generation, or we don't hear that in general nowadays, because we're so plugged into this matrix, and doing things and having to have certain responsibilities. And I get that. But my great grandmother always told me that you're gonna make time for what you want. So just make time for the things that you want, and just be patient with yourself. Not everything is going to come to you right away. That's just not how life works. That's just not how your body, your soul, or your brain works. Things come over time. The more you work on it, the better you're going to get at it. And I feel like somebody needed to hear this, because along my journey in life, I didn't always have people that could tell me this. I had to learn this the hard way. I always try to chase fast success, fast blessings, fast promotions, fast ways of being independent in certain phases of my life. And I'm just here to tell you, chosen ones, that nothing comes overnight. And the more that you work on yourself, and the more that you're patient with yourself, the better off things are going to come to you and be in your life. Because without patience, you make a bunch of impulsive decisions. And when you make a bunch of impulsive decisions, it could possibly, number one, cost you your life. And it could also cost you time that you can't get back. Which, within this society, and your way of living, because you make the wrong decision, you can end up behind bars, all types of stuff. We ain't even got to go there, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's just having patience with you goes a long way, is mainly what I'm trying to say. Because when you're patient with yourself, you patient with your growth and your evolvement, things just tend to flow better. I feel so much better by taking things at my own speed, and not feeling like I have to rush things. You don't ever have to rush anything. Just stay cool, stay calm, stay collected, and always have a goal and a plan in place in mind that you want to achieve. And be patient, stay consistent, and keep pushing forward, and you're going to get there, and you're going to evolve. And I love you all. And as always, stay chosen. I love all of you.